Welcome to our usual hovers. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and today I'm playing for the game Vet and the Visitor, where we play as a small-town veterinarian who receives a phone call late one night that will challenge our very understanding of the universe. Well, that seems like a rather dangerous place to take a nap. You've got to be kidding me! What do you mean they won't pay? Your insurance company is disputing the claim because of Miss Berger's statement. They're arguing that the damages couldn't have been done by any known animal, which puts you in a very difficult position. God damn it! And it probably didn't help that I went to her clinic to rave like a madman. I understand that emotions were running high, but that sure wasn't the best course of action. I just couldn't believe that she wouldn't help me. You know what? I appreciate the bravery. I promise you, Johan, we'll explore every avenue to make this right. You better, because I won't give up without a fight. You'll have my word. Have a good night. As if it could get any worse. I'm so... Hear what you are saying. Hello? Are you still there? What the hell? Oh, I think the fog's dead. Come on, you piece of... Wait, was that a fucking alien? No, the alien is a different entity. It's a little bit dead though. You know, that's quite a soothing ringtone. It's Johan. Why would he be calling this late? Well, generally speaking, if I get a phone call in the middle of the night, my automatic response is annoyed, and then I'd probably be worried. If he is picking up a fight again, I'll give him a piece of my mind. I picked the phone hesitantly and answered his call. What now? I'm so... but I've... exit... The call was plagued by a huge amount of interference, and Johan's voice was barely recognizable amidst the distortion. You know what? I feel like at this point I would probably start being worried. I can hear something's wrong, but the call is breaking up. Are you okay? Can you hear me? I hear what? Hit Big Anna. Okay? From the parts I could hear, his voice seemed fine, but the call was suffering from frequent interruptions. Okay, well there's no reason to panic yet. I mean, we currently, as Maria, don't know about the alien, so we should just answer calmly. You've had a car accident involving a large animal, but you're okay, right? Yeah, I'm right. But I need you to come sit this I'm head but farm. I'd kinda just be calm in this situation if I had the choice. I mean, I wouldn't particularly be annoyed. I mean, he just had a car accident. I suppose I'd be worried. There we go. He might be having a concussion. I should go check on him. I'll come over right away. Just stay safe until I get there. Then again, I am a veterinarian, so I'm not entirely sure how much I'd be able to help with the concussion. Okay, safe. Oh, we can wait. I mean, again, from her perspective, we've got no reason to wait, but I'm curious. Ma, I'm sorry. I say we be calm again. I hear you're sorry, and I appreciate it. We'll chat more once I'm there. Okay, soon. Johan hung up the call. I was kind of hoping we were going to hear like some loud alien screech. Better get myself ready. I took my keys and was about to head out the door when I noticed a small leaflet on the floor. Oh, I'm curious. We should definitely read the leaflet. Curiosity got the better of me, and I bent down to pick it up. Oh, the end is near. Have we just been indoctrinated into a doomsday cult? We should definitely read this. I do enjoy my good doomsday. As you hold this leaflet, understand that we stand at the precipice of cosmic reckoning. The unrelenting pursuit of knowledge was breached, the boundaries set by the ancients, and the gods' anger festers. This looks like it's from one of those doomsday cults. Ever since that black hole discovery, these groups seem to have multiplied like wildfire. You see, I don't reckon the gods are angry. I mean, we're basically ants to gods, and I've never been annoyed by an ant, really. At the most, they'd probably be entertained by our futile attempts to expand into the universe. Worried, rational, skeptical. See, I'd say I'd be rational, but my rational is like the gods won't care. Just embrace the end. It's fine, I'll pick rational. Scientists have monitored the black hole closely. While it's an intriguing discovery, there's no concrete evidence to suggest an imminent threat. I won't let this disturb my sleep, as long as they continue to affirm there's nothing to worry about. I'm just gonna hope it births an eldritch god. I have to go. Johan is waiting. The tires screeched as I drove from the smooth concrete road to the rugged gravel path that led to Johan's farm. I had grown accustomed to late-night visits, particularly when animals were in distress during labor. Yet tonight, it felt different. Johan's livestock had met a tragic fate, and I found myself questioning whether I had acted too quickly in the matter. Oh, well, how did they die? Let's say we're repentant on being too judgmental. I had been truthful in my statement regarding to the case, but I couldn't help but feel a pang of regret. It was a difficult position to be in, caught between my commitment to honesty and my desire to help a friend in need. As I drove past the fields, my gaze inevitably shifted towards the open expanse where the cattle had once grazed. I've seen a lot in my profession, but this was something else, something I hadn't witnessed before. So wait, it took out the entire farm stock? Is it going to be some kind of plague or something? What remains of the cows appears as though they had been run over by a combine harvester. Oh, that's a bit different to a plague. Wait, clearly it's going to have been like some kind of alien being has killed the cows. But are we trying to say that Johan just ran them all over? I mean, that should be an easy theory to test, right? Just identify whether there's any blood on the combine harvester. The truth of Johan's desperate financial situation was no secret. Everyone knew he had been grappling with hard times, a cruel combination of poor harvests over the past few years and the relentless rise in tax rates. The weight of these struggles had cast a heavy shadow over his life, leaving him on the brink of ruin. The community's suspicion had cast a long, dark cloud of doubt over him, and it feels like the whole town is watching, waiting for the truth to emerge. Well, clearly we have outside knowledge, right? Because we know about the aliens already. But even then, like I said, just test the combine harvester. It should tell us whether we should trust Johan or not. I reckon we should trust him. Yet, despite the prevailing skepticism, I wanted to believe that there was more to the story than met the eye. Eventually, my headlights revealed Johan's damaged car, parked alongside an old weathered shed. The sight of the crumpled hood, fresh blood splatters and the damaged bumper that barely hung on its place was undeniable evidence of a recent accident. And that was a large creature. I stepped out into the cool night air. The farm was enveloped by an almost otherworldly silence, with no sounds but the distant hum of crickets in the fields. There was no sight of Johan. Well, you know how I feel about shouting out hello or someone's name. Generally speaking, that's going to result in us dying. I feel like that's a rule of horror. I could call him on the phone. It seems like the most sensible option. You know, but I'm just nosy. Let's just head to the shed. As I walked closer, I could hear Johan's voice, muffled yet audible, emanating from the shed. Marie, is that you? Yeah, my voice echoed in the stillness. Come inside, quick, he urged. I hesitated for a moment, but Johan's urgency left me with little choice. Without further delay, I hurried through the yard to the shed and pulled the door open. Oh, it's beautiful! What nice teeth you have! As I entered the shed, my steps faltered, and the breath caught in my throat. The air escaped my lungs, and for a moment, I stood frozen in disbelief. Wait, when you've got like webbing between the toes and that's basically an amphibian creature, right? Nothing in my life could have prepared me for this surreal sight. So actually, it might not be an alien. It could just be from like the deep seas or something, right? It was only then that I noticed Johan standing next to me, having closed the door behind me as I entered the shed. Would people judge me if I say I'd probably be a little bit excited right now? I mean, you've just given me basically almost a Lovecraftian creature. I would be very excited. Johan, this is incredible! I can't believe what I'm seeing! I know, right? The longer I stare at it, the more I question my own eyes. Since it doesn't have a tail nor scales, we can rule out any known reptile. Even dinosaurs. I can't entirely dismiss the notion of a mutation, or the possibility that it might have lost its tail at some point. Although, I can't seem to find any signs that the tail was merely lost or shed. It appears to be a part of its inherent anatomy, or lack thereof. My fingers traced lightly along the creature's surprisingly sturdy and nearly unscathed skin, which resembled that of a frog, albeit with subtle differences. Should I really be touching it? I mean, are we confirmed it's dead? Because I've watched The Thing a lot, so I know how they can fake being dead for a while. Let's point out the lack of damage, or I could just continue to expect. If I continue to expect, you think I'm going to lose my arm? I say we test that theory. I proceeded with my examination to the creature's hands, each finger adorned with the razor-sharp claws that glistened in the dim light. It was evident that its arms were too short for a four-legged gait, though the webbing between the fingers hinted an adaptation for swift swimming. Well, I don't need to give Johan my observations, right? Let's just continue to expect. The robust, muscular legs appeared well suited for powerful and agile movement, reminiscent of a frog's limb structure. Maybe if it is an alien, do you think it's been taking like anatomy directions from the frogs? So we did find it close to one, right? Combined with webbed feet, equipped with razor-sharp, shorter claws, hinted at a unique adaptation for both terrestrial and aquatic locomotion. Let's continue. It's unusual how unharmed it appears considering there was quite a lot of blood on your car. Now that you mentioned it, I lifted the body onto my car and fastened it with straps, without it bleeding a single drop on me. I rushed to collect the body after I had recovered from the crash, but I don't remember seeing much, if any, blood on the road either. Oh, well, that's curious. Take a closer look. That thing is definitely not dead. Could you lift its torso for a bit? Yeah, sure. With apparent ease, Johan lifted the creature's head and torso, giving me better access as I examined the underside more closely. And there, hidden from plain sight, was a punctured hole in the creature's flesh. There were some traces of blood around the wound, yet, to my astonishment, it didn't seem to be actively bleeding. I can't help but chuckle to myself. How in movies, they always make scientists examine alien life forms with their bare hands. And here I am, repeating the same mistake. Do you have any idea what you're looking for? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to have a look. I cautiously inserted both of my hands into the wound. Oh Jesus, we really are going bare gloved in this, right? I first extended my index finger, gently probing the wound's interior. You know, if this creature is in fact not dead as I suspect, we're gonna make it mighty mad by us just prodding at a gaping wound. If we lose our arm, we're gonna deserve it. I could feel its flesh beneath my touch, cool and rubbery. While I was engrossed in examining the wound, Johann's voice interjected. He spoke with a tone that carried a mix of urgency and relief. You're obviously going to have to change your statement now, right? I mean, are we though? Who's gonna believe us? I mean, as soon as the government finds out about this creature, this thing's gonna be hush-hush. I'll just stay focused on the wound. Without looking up, I decided to focus on examining the wound, leaving Johann's words hanging in the air. I continued to push forward, searching for any foreign objects that might have caused the injury. Johann's voice persisted, his words a mix of frustration and underlying plea for understanding. You probably don't blame yourself, and I can't blame you for what you said, but do you really understand what it's been like for me? Sorry, Johann. I've got an extraterrestrial being that I'm focused on. It didn't take long until I could feel something solid beneath the surface. With a careful, precise motion, I gently grasped it, and with my fingers pulled out the mosquito-shaped ornament, covered in mucus-like substance. Got it! The midge! Our celebration was short-lived, as a sudden, unexpected sound pierced through the air. Oh, that's a heartbeat. It had been hidden beneath our excitement, an eerie rhythm pulsating from the creature on the table. Wait, are we gonna have a moment from, like from the scene of Extraordinary Gentleman, right? Where after the sword is removed from the woman, she can actually then regenerate? Is that what's happening to the creature? He was actually motionless because he was still embedded with an injury. This is why you don't take, sharp things out of wounds. Oh! Goodbye, Johann! The creature lunged up from the table with lightning speed, its massive weight knocking Johann off his feet and onto the cold, dusty floor, losing consciousness immediately. Well, he's not dead. That's the main thing. And it sounds like the creature's got outside, so we should definitely run to the car and see if we can chase it. I mean, Johann's fine, right? In the chaos that unfolded within the shed, my survival instincts kicked in. Panic overwhelmed me, and without a moment's hesitation, I sprinted outside and all the way back to my car. Wait, we're not chasing the creature? We're just trying to escape? Oh, that wasn't my plan at all. Well, maybe the creature's gonna chase us instead. Emergency services, what's your location and the nature of your emergency? I need help! There's a dangerous creature here and it's after me! I'm near Johann Gurnason's farm. Please send someone quickly. I'm dispatching help to your location. Stay on the line, keep your car doors locked, and remain as safe as possible. Way. Oh, you were too late. He's a fast boy. Bad ending one. Getaway vet. You know what, if I'm gonna get murdered, I'm happy to be murdered by an alien. Okay, we're gonna do a different one this time. How about we be the nicest we possibly could to Johan, so we'll just be worried. What if something happened to him? I grabbed the phone and answered his call. Johan! I'm so... but I've... accent. The call was played with a huge amount of interference, and Johan's voice was barely recognizable amidst the distortion. Let's continue to be worried. I can hear something's wrong, but the call is breaking up. Are you okay? Can you hear me? Well, let's be sympathetic this time. Johan, it's fine. I know you're sorry, and I appreciate that. We'll discuss it properly when I get there, okay? Okay, soon. I do wonder though, if we call Johan or shout out his name, that's gonna change anything about our path. I'll call him this time, I think. I pulled out my phone and picked Johan's number. I know you can hear that phone, Johan. Johan! The call abruptly ended, swallowed by the interference. Okay, so that's definitely coming from the alien then. But as the line went silent, I could hear Johan's voice, muffled yet audible, emanating from the shed. Marie, is that you? Let's answer him. Johan, I'm over here! My words echoed in the stillness. Come inside, quick! He urged. Like I said, we're gonna be nice to Johan this time, so let's ask if he's okay. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm okay. I managed to pull the brakes just in time to lower the impact. The car and whatever that thing is took most of it. Since it doesn't have a tail or scales, we can rule out any known reptile. What was if we just point out all our observations this time? So point out the lack of damage. There's remarkably little damage to its body, especially when we compare it to the state of your car. You're right. My car got completely wrecked. But this thing, it seems unscathed. But it's dead, right? I don't see any signs of movement or vital activity. So... it's dead. I proceeded with my examination to the creature's hands, each finger adorned with razor-sharp claws that glistened in the dim light. Point out the claws. These claws? They're like scythes. Only these are capable of cutting down trees. Well, I reckon if they can cut down trees, they can probably cut through our bone, couldn't they? It has really strong legs. I suspect it can not only run, but also jump impressive distances. I think it tried to leap over my car, but it stumbled on the hood and it got caught on the windshield. Oh, so that's how he got impaled on the little dongle that was on the front of our car. It's unusual and unarmed, this appears, considering there was quite a lot of blood on your car. Now that you mentioned it, I lifted the body onto my car and fastened it with straps, without it bleeding a single drop on me. Don't worry, Johan. I will redact my statement. I paused for a moment. Yeah, I have a different perspective on things now. Johan's voice persisted, his words a mix of frustration and underlying plea for understanding. But Johan, I agreed with you. You probably don't blame yourself, and I can't blame you for what you said. But do you really understand what it's been like for me? Exactly, I snapped. You can't possibly blame me for the insurance situation, Johan. I was just doing my job. Did you really think I'd kill my own cattle just for the insurance money? The circumstances were suspicious, and I have a duty to consider all possibilities, even the difficult ones. People have been gossiping in town, and it's hard to ignore the way they've been pointing fingers at you. Things weren't exactly looking good for you. But in my heart, I knew you were telling the truth. The silence that followed my confession was almost suffocating, and Johann's face seemed like he wanted to speak 1,000 words. But before he could utter a single one, a sudden unexpected sound pierced through the tension. Oh, I guess it's not just limited to only happening when we remove the injury, right? The creature lunged up from the table with lightning speed, its massive weight knocking Johann off his feet and onto the cold, dusty floor, losing consciousness immediately. Okay, we gotta help you. Summoning all the courage within me, I shouted at the creature, hoping to divert its attention away from Johann. And with a sudden, powerful lunge, the creature made its decision. In that fleeting moment, our gazes locked, and I could see an intelligence in the creature's large yellow eyes. As the creature drew closer, it emitted a deep, guttural croak. The sound was a strange and eerie combination of a low rumble and a croak, like the call of some ancient monstrous amphibian. I covered my mouth with my trembling hand, desperate not to scream. The creature's massive jaws began to open, revealing row upon row of sharp teeth. I could smell its boggy breath as it inched closer. The moment seemed to stretch on forever, as I was paralyzed by fear and unable to look away from those terrible jaws. Oh, well, I suppose if we close our eyes and we can't see it, then it's not happening. You know, maybe he's friendly, it's fine. That ending too. Supper. Ah, no, he definitely wasn't friendly. I'm thinking then, we might actually survive this encounter if we act a bit more shocked. And then hopefully we won't go sticking our fingers into an open wound. This is unbelievable. What in the world is that thing? I was hoping you'd have an answer to that. Oh, well, it's flattering that you think I'd know. But do you realize I'm an Earth veterinarian, right? Do I look like Alan Grant to you? Wait, Alan Grant's dinosaurs? I don't even think he'd know about this creature. And then again, what if we here isn't a dinosaur for sure? Damn, I could have got a good sum of money from a dinosaur. Since it doesn't have a tail nor scales, we can rule out any known reptile. You know, I get a feeling you'd probably get more money from an alien. Okay, so it hasn't given me anything else to try, but I'm curious. Maybe our ending will change if we try and help Johann, because this time we did remove the piece of metal from its side, right? Maybe I've made friends now. Summoning all the courage within me, I shouted at the creature, hoping to divert its attention away from Johann. And with a sudden, powerful lunge, the creature made its decision. In that fleeting moment, our gazes locked, and I could see an intelligence in the creature's large yellow eyes. As the creature drew closer, it emitted a deep, guttural croak. Now, this is just the same ending again, isn't it? The sound was a strange and eerie combination of a low rumble and a croak, like the call of some ancient monstrous amphibian. I covered my mouth with my trembling hand, desperate not to scream. The creature's massive jaws began to open, revealing row upon row of sharp teeth. I could smell its boggy breath as it inched closer. The moment seemed to stretch on forever, as I was paralyzed by fear and unable to look away from those terrible jaws. Well, it's time to get eaten again. I felt the creature's cold snout pressing against my forehead, and it let out a croak, which sounded almost empathetic. Oh, it is a different ending! Before I could react, I felt it retreating, its heavy steps receding into the distance as it fled through the door. Fear still held me in its grip, and I couldn't bring myself to open my eyes until the shed was deathly silent. Once I finally dared to open my eyes again, the shed was bathed in an eerie, otherworldly yellow light that seemed to emanate from outside. Johann remained unconscious on the floor, his chest rising and falling with each slow, steady breath. I rose to my feet, as if drawn by an invisible force, stumbled towards the shed's doorway. The sight that awaited me was nothing short of surreal. Outside, the world was engulfed in a bright, almost blinding yellow light that seemed to radiate from the sky, my gaze fixed to two dark silhouettes. Oh! Wait, were you actually the aliens, Papa? One was a towering, lanky humanoid figure, almost giant-like in structure. Beside it stood the creature from the shed, its frog-like skin glowing in the unearthly illumination. The humanoid figure gently leaned down to stroke the creature, its long fingers caressing the creature's head. In response, the creature nuzzled against the humanoid's hand, letting out an almost joyous croak. Then, the humanoid turned its attention towards me, and our eyes met. Its large yellow eyes were mesmerizing, and I felt myself drawn into their depth, unable to look away. In the depths of those enigmatic yellow eyes, I felt as though I were transported on a cosmic journey. My mind's eye traveled through galaxies, witnessing unimaginable worlds and marvels beyond description. I saw planets that were towering creatures, each the size of skyscrapers, were worshipped as deities. I held landscapes of vivid colors and vibrant energies, where flora glowed with radiant hues, enveloped its patterns that transcended the boundaries of earthly understanding. Breathtaking realms where time flowed like a river, with countless branches, each leading to different epochs, each moment a story waiting to be unveiled. Why do I get the feeling you're about to drive me mad? I'm not entirely sure my brain would be able to handle this much cosmic chaos. The world around me dissolved, and I felt connected to this boundless universe, a mere whisper within the grand symphony of existence. The vision took an ominous turn. Oh, that's that black hole! Maybe this isn't even my survival ending. I gazed upon a black hole, a voracious abyss that seemed to drain its life and light from the cosmos. The insatiable hunger consumed everything in its path, leaving a void of emptiness in its wake. I could feel the profound sorrow and desperation of the universe, witnessing the struggle to escape its relentless pull. I was overwhelmed by a desperate need for answers, and I found myself repeating the same question. How much time do we have? And then, the answer came to me. Do we have tonight? Does the world end tomorrow? Oh, they're gone. Good morning, Alyssa. I hope I didn't wake you up. Good morning. No, I was just getting ready to start my new day. What's up? Well, I've had a change of heart regarding Johann's situation. I want you to send an email to his insurance company and let them know I'd like to change my statement. Of course, Marie. I'll draft that email right away. Anything else on your mind? Yeah, I need to cancel all my appointments for today. And you too. Take the rest of the day off. Oh, today is definitely the last day of the world. Is everything alright? Everything is perfectly fine. Enjoy the sunshine, and I'll catch up with you soon. In the intricate web of existence, we occasionally overlook the vast diversity that thrives within the cosmos. When we come face to face with a new species, our initial response is often one of fear, stemming from our ignorance about its role. So wait, is that technically the good ending? I mean, we survived the encounter, but unfortunately the world does seem to be ending. Hey, the frog survived! I guess the frog inherits the earth. Are they alien spawn? You know, I'm still surprised. Our brain didn't literally melt in that true ending. I mean, if you're gonna give me the secrets of the universe, I'm not convinced the human mind can take it. If you enjoyed that playthrough, I'd really appreciate you like this video and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, you're a spooky day and I'll catch you next time, guys.